Good morning. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am just out on a wee walk at the moment with one of my little doggos, Harris. We are walking around Arthur's Seat and it is already very warm. As you can probably tell, I'm just wearing a vest top this morning. It's about 8 AM. We've been walking since about 7:15, and when we started our walk it was already 17 degrees. So who knows what temperature it's going to be by the time we actually get back to the car. But overall today it's scheduled to be about 28 degrees mid-afternoon. So I'm just trying to get both the dog walks done nice and early this morning so that they're not suffering through the heat. So yes, Harris is a dark chocolate brown cockapoo and doesn't cope very well in the heat, as dogs do not anyway. Dogs shouldn't be out in super hot weather, but especially kind of dark coloured dogs with thick coats. So we're getting him his walk first, and then I'm basically going to take him home, drop him off and take Obi straight out. But I just thought today might be quite a nice day to vlog because it's going to be really nice and sunny, and I'm just going to be up to honestly just normal bits and bobs, pottering around the house, maybe try and get some gardening done if it's not unbearably hot to be outside, and otherwise just doing everyday little bits and bobs. These are the kind of vlogs I like to watch from people just, you know, living their everyday normal lives, and that is very much what today is going to be like for me. So I hope you enjoy coming along with me for a little day in my life living in Edinburgh. If you have never watched any of my content before, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you really enjoy it. I am a nurse living and working in Edinburgh. I'm in my late 20s, I'm 29 now, and I just make these videos filming my very normal life of someone who works full-time, but because I'm a nurse I work 3 12.5-hour shifts a week, so I do tend to have a few more days off than the average full-time worker. So I just like to document sometimes what I get up to on those days off. But like I said, today's not going to be really anything crazy unless I decide to mix it up a bit later in the day, which I don't think I'm going to do, to be honest, with the heat. But yeah, I just thought today would be a good day to get a little vlog out. So yeah, I hope you enjoy coming along with me for the day. I just wanted to add a little side note to this intro and just say how grateful and lucky I feel to live in Edinburgh. Every time I walk around this area where Arthur's Seat is and Hollywood Park and things like that, I just genuinely can't believe that I get to live here and have lived here for the last almost 10 years. And I think that's just something really special to acknowledge. If you live somewhere that you really love, it's just really nice to sometimes acknowledge that and reflect on how lucky we may feel for where we get to live. I've said in a few other videos as well, I didn't grow up here. I grew up in the northeast of Scotland, and when I was growing up I always loved Edinburgh, and I think even as like a young child I really thought Edinburgh was just amazing. And so now that I get to live here and call this home and really feel like this is my home, like when I'm not here I miss it, and when I come back I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. I feel very lucky for that, and I don't want to ever sort of take it for granted that I get to live in an area of the world where so many people come to visit as tourists and that are amazed by it and amazed by the history and the architecture and the nature and just everything. I feel really, really grateful that I live here, and I feel lucky every day that I live here. So I just wanted to add that little bit on, because I think it's quite normal to sort of become a little bit numb and a little bit unaware, I guess, for the small things in life that we should feel, you know, lucky for every single day. So that's what I'm feeling grateful for this morning, that I get to call this amazing city my home. Said in the intro to this video that I'm thinking about doing some gardening today, and I thought I would just give you a wee update on what I have been doing so far in the garden and what I'm sort of hoping to get done today, because we're going to make a wee trip out shortly to go and get some supplies that I need, and then hopefully we'll get a little bit of gardening done this afternoon. Like I said, it is meant to be super hot, so I'm not going to put loads of pressure on myself to get loads done today. I might just do like an hour and see what I can get done in that time. But I will give you a little tour of the garden just now. Oh my goodness, heading out into the garden and it is so sunny. I am blinded. I'm going to try quite hard not to show the surroundings of my house because I think it might make it quite obvious where I live. So excuse me if some of these shots are just like super close up of soil, and that's not the most interesting. But basically we've been doing loads of work in the garden recently, transforming our garden from honestly a complete jungle to like a livable, usable garden. We're not like super garden orientated people, we're not very good at gardening, and we have 2 dogs, so our garden is definitely more like functional than aesthetic, but I am trying my best to do a few wee bits and bobs to make it a little bit nicer. So I will show you how the garden is looking currently. So right now I am stood right at the end of my garden. So at the end of the garden we have this wee shed, and then this area of our garden is where I have been focusing a lot of time and attention on at the moment. will be just choking on some grass that he's eating. I will put in some before pictures if I can find some, but essentially this area, like the whole garden was just overgrown, but this whole area I've done so much work to try and improve. Some of these bricks we had already in the garden, just left over from the previous owners. So this like first little section here, these bricks were already like just dotted in amongst the garden, and I started to create a border with them. And then I didn't really want to have to buy, like, you know, spend money on bricks. So I put a post up on this Facebook page called the Meadow Share, which if you're in Edinburgh, I'm sure you are familiar with the Meadow Share. Basically asking, like, does anyone have bricks similar to this that they're like looking to get rid of? And this lovely girl said that she did, and she had loads of them. So basically I went and collected like 20 from her, and I continued my little border. As you can see, I've still got like this whole area to go round. So luckily for me, she has loads more. So she said I can go back and collect some more this afternoon. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head back out and get more of these bricks so that I can continue my little border all the way around here to the edge of the soil. As I said, we're not like huge gardeners, but currently in the garden we have, I don't know the names of things, but we have this big spiky boy. Then we have this, I think, red currant bush, which I trimmed right back the other day. It was literally humongous, and I've trimmed it back to this size. And then we have, I don't know how much of this I'll be able to show really, but we have a lovely, lovely apple tree, which I don't know if it has any. No, we're not quite in that season yet, but you can see the starts of some apples growing. And then this little section here, we have some ivy, which grows up the side of our house, which I know is meant to be really bad for your Harling, but I just think it looks lovely. Like, I would love if one day the whole back section of our house is just like covered in the ivy. That would be so nice. I have this little bench here, which my mum very kindly bought for us when we moved in here. And it used to sit on the other side of our house, but we have built this little storage thing. So now it's over here by the tree, which honestly is quite nice also. And you can just sit here and look out at the rest of the garden. I have also built this, what is Obi doing? Built this storage container. Honestly, do not recommend. It was horrible to put together, but it does the job, and we've basically just got our lawnmower stored in here for the moment. Yeah, it opens from the top, and then it also opens from these doors here. And then, like I said, I'm really trying not to show the buildings around my house. But then we have this little patio area, which I really need to weed. The weeds in between these patios just literally grow back in such a short amount of time. I literally weeded this so recently, and already look at all these horrible weeds. We bought these very basic sun loungers, which do not look the nicest, but oh my god guys, they are so comfy. Like, they fully recline. Let me show you how far these recline back. They fully recline back, so you can like just laze about in the sun and read your book. Very nice. I'm gonna make this clear, we do not have like a super aesthetic garden. Like, we do not have lovely patio furniture and stuff like that, but we just want our garden to be like functional and usable. So yeah, that is the main focus at the moment, is just getting it usable. And then Niles, my partner, hello. Oh, I had treats clipped onto this bit of my belt, didn't I? But they're gone now. Niles, my partner, very nicely of him, because I said I couldn't do it because of all the spiders, tidied out our shed. So now the shed is looking much more organized also. Like, there's actually room. I know you didn't see it before of this, but it was absolute chaos. I'm gonna take these little gloves and a couple bags with me to collect the rest of the bricks, because they're just in this girl's garden. She had a wall, I'm pretty sure, in her garden that had to be taken down, and they've just been stored there for, I think, months, she said. So there are quite a lot of like bugs, spiders and stuff making their home in the bricks. So yeah, I'm gonna wear my little gloves to collect them, and I'll take some plastic bags so that they're not just like touching the car. Yeah, that's her actually just texted me right now to say she's back home. So I am gonna finish what I was doing and then head back out to go and collect the bricks, and then I'll probably maybe hang around in that area, get like a little coffee or something, and then maybe read my book in the sun for, just like sit in the sun for half an hour there, eat my lunch maybe, and then come back home and see about getting some gardening done. I'm gonna actually make my lunch to take with me so that I can sit in the park, read my book, eat my lunch, and enjoy the sun just for a short period of time while we're out. The person I'm collecting the bricks from lives on Easter Road, which is in Leith, and it's actually an area of Edinburgh that I love because I lived there for a year or so, maybe a little bit longer, and it was such a happy period of my life living there. It was when I was newly single. I lived really close to my two best friends that I met here, and we just had so much fun. That whole time that I lived there, we just like basically lived at each other's flats. We had such a good year together, and now like they're still my best friends, but we are spread out across Scotland a little bit more, as seems to happen as you get older. And I just, yeah, I look back on that time so fondly, and I love going back to that area of Edinburgh because it just has such happy memories for me, and it's such a cool area as well, and not an area I've been to in any of my vlogs, I don't think. So we can make some lunch, and then I will drop by this girl's flat first to pick up these bricks, and then we can go find a park, maybe get a little takeaway coffee, sit in the park, have my lunch, read my book maybe, and then we'll come home and see if we can stomach doing any gardening in the heat. If not, then at least I've collected the bricks today, and then maybe tomorrow I can do a bit of gardening. We shall see. Even if I just weed the patio, like that would be a big improvement. So let me show you what I'm gonna make for my lunch. I'm basically gonna make sort of like a grain chicken, I don't eat meat, salady type of thing. So I've been loving these grain pouches. This is the Glorious Grains one. I've already eaten half of this pack. So I've got half left here that I can have. One that I also really love from this brand is this one, the burrito bowl one. This is so nice. We've been making nice little burrito bowls for dinner some nights. With this, I've been having it with a mixture of tofu and prawns, and then like a little sort of salsa made with avocado and mango, and just a bit of like fresh lime and coriander and stuff on top, and it is delicious. For today's lunch, I'm gonna have the half pack left of this, and then I'm gonna air fry a few of these little frozen, they don't look very appealing like this, but I basically got these in Costco. They're little like vegan chicken strips. So I'm gonna air fry a few of those. I think I'm gonna have 3. I can't show you the box or like remember the brand that they were because I took them out the box, and now they're just in this ugly blue bag that they were in the freezer. So I can't really be any more specific with you other than by telling you I got them in Costco. So I'm gonna have those, and then also chop up some iceberg lettuce, mix that in, maybe a little bit of hot sauce on the top, and I'll probably take like an apple with me because I always have an apple with my lunch, just kind of more out of habit than anything else. So let's make that, and then we can get on the road. Woohoo! 5 more bricks, which I'm thinking surely will be enough, because that means I think I've collected like 45 bricks from this girl in total, which is a lot of bricks to be moving around in the heat. I've dumped them in the car, and now I'm just going on a little wander up Easter Road, and I'm gonna get myself a little coffee, I think, or just an iced drink in general, because it's so warm. I don't know if I actually fancy a coffee. And then I'm gonna sit in the sun with my coffee, eat my little lunch I brought for myself, maybe read a chapter of my book, and then I think I'm gonna come back via the shop, grab a few wee bits, because we were meant to be having a baked potato for dinner, and I just can't be eating a baked potato for dinner in this heat. So I'm gonna grab a few bits for us to make burritos, and maybe get a couple beers as well, so we can sit in the garden, have a burrito, have a little beer, and enjoy the sun this evening. That's my hope. Sorry if it's very loud. Easter Road is quite a busy street, but yeah, so I'm just heading up to the top end of Easter Road now, and I will show you around a couple of their cute wee shops they have. This is a pub I used to come to all the time when I lived here. When I first started seeing Niles, we would meet up at this pub quite regularly, and I literally used to live like just right there, so it was super close by. And then there's also just a load of nice little independent businesses along Easter Road. It's a very busy street, like I said. There's always loads and loads going on here, so these clips might be a little bit noisy, but yeah, it's a fun wee place and an area of town that I love. From Little Fitzroy, which is a really nice little cafe and coffee shop on Easter Road. Highly recommend if you are in the area and you have not tried it. I got myself a cold brew with a wee bit of oat milk in it, and I've just tasted it, and it is genuinely delicious. It's so floral. It tastes like Turkish delight almost to me. It is delicious. If you've watched any of my other vlogs where I've gone to cafes or whatever, then you might have noticed I'm usually a flat white. I normally have an oat milk flat white, and that's my go-to coffee, but it's just so hot I couldn't face it, so I've went for this, and I'm so glad that I have. I'm now just walking to a little park just off the main road to sit and enjoy my coffee and eat my lunch. Oh, I've just walked the wrong way. That's fine. Let's just keep going until we get into the park. But yeah, I genuinely can't believe how delicious this is. So honestly, recommend so much if you live in Edinburgh to try the cold brew from Little Fitzroy. They're a super well-known coffee shop anyway because their coffee is always delicious, but this is like very interesting and not like anything I've tasted before. Trying to think if I want to sit on the grass or if I want to sit on a bench to eat my lunch. I think I'll sit on the grass, to be honest. This might be a bit of a recipe for disaster with my hay fever, but let's see. fruit my face is. It's so warm out here and I've just been like digging and stuff, so I'm a little bit warm, but I just want to show you my progress in the garden, and then we're gonna head in and have a shower because I feel gross. So I already showed you earlier that I'd got kind of down here with my little bricks, but look how much more I have managed to achieve with the bricks I collected today. And also, can I just add that I literally took the exact right amount of bricks. Like, I wanted to get to the edge of that shed and do the whole border, and that's what I have been able to do with the amount of bricks that I took. So I'm really glad. I almost took 5 less, and I'm so glad that I took the extra few. And I just think the garden looks so much better. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna try and insert like a before picture of how it looked at the start of July, or maybe the start of May, I can't remember, and how it looks now, because it's crazy the difference. I still need to weed this patio, but it's just far too hot to be staying out here for any longer now. So I'm gonna go in, have a shower, and then probably sit and upload the files that I've taken so far today and start like editing the vlog. My hands are also disgusting. I was wearing my little gardening gloves, but they somehow just get like dirty regardless. But yeah, I'm so pleased with my garden progress, and I'm very much looking forward to getting in a cold shower. I've had my lovely cold shower. My face is still beetroot. I'm just so warm. So I am now gonna sit and upload these clips that I've taken so far today to my laptop, maybe start editing this video. I'll probably take a couple more clips this evening. I'm unsure if I'm gonna turn this into like a 2-day vlog. I'll just have to see how long this section is. I'm kind of thinking I might just cut it at one, because a few of my videos recently have been really long. Just hopped out my nice cold shower and put on some of my favorite pajamas. If you watched my last video, it was a wee sort of favorites of 2026 so far, and these were one of them. These are just some cute little pajamas from Asda, and I've just put them on because this is genuinely like my lightest weight top that I have at the moment. I actually need to just buy some like tops that are not pajama tops that are like this. Yeah, I can actually like wear outside. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna sit and edit now for a little while, and then I'll include a few more clips of our dinner and stuff tonight, because I think Niles is gonna make us some burritos, which will be really nice, and we're gonna have a beer and sit in the sun again, I think. So yeah, a few more fun things to look forward to, but for now I'm just gonna sit and get these clips uploaded to my laptop and have a nice cold juice. Hello, I am just hopping on at the end of this video to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this wee vlog. I think the last thing that I filmed properly was me in the garden, but then this evening Niles made us burritos for dinner. He made like, they were super simple. He made like our own refried beans from, I think, black beans and kidney beans. No, black beans and pinto beans maybe. And then we had our refried beans with a little bit of sort of spicy rice and some grated cheese, and then we plopped and we popped some sour cream and hot sauce in there as well, and they were super simple and super delicious. So that's what we had for dinner, and then we just sat and watched a few episodes of The Pit, which I'm sure you have heard of. It's basically like an hour by hour show. Every episode is 1 hour following this team working in the ER in an American hospital. And yeah, now it's like 10 o'clock, just getting ready to go to bed. I am still super warm, and I just had a look at the weather forecast, and it's not meant to drop below 16 or 17 degrees all night, which is kind of crazy, because like that would be a warm day on some days here. So I'm hoping that I manage to get some good quality sleep despite the heat. I'm in my like smallest possible pajama set, and we'll just have to see. I did say earlier I might turn this into a 2-day vlog, but I uploaded lots of footage to my laptop earlier from the clips I'd already taken today, and it was definitely looking like it was already going to be like a 30-ish minute video, which I kind of want to just cut it there, because a few videos I've uploaded recently have been like up to an hour, which I think is just a little bit crazy. Like, I don't know who would want to watch me or listen to me speak for an hour. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here, but I did just want to pop on at the end of the video and say, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. I am working on a wee video of all my favourite coffee shops in Edinburgh, so that will probably be the next video I upload. So you have that to look forward to. I would really appreciate it if you enjoyed this video, if you want to give it a wee thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. I will hopefully see you in the next one.